What is up, internet people? Still jamming away on this XLCH. I am definitely still working on the wiring. Points and stuff are not in. However, I do have the rest of it wired. I didn't have the headlight switch for the actual headlight though, so I kind of hit a stopping point. I have power run all the way up to the top. That works. Just finished up the brake line and brake rod routing. So this is taking me substantially longer than it typically does, but I am using this loom. So this stuff will all get snugged around here, like so. So electrical is pretty much done on the keyed switch for accessories. Very, very simple, but click the key on. It will give me one position for ignition. I didn't rig in the brake light to the ignition. I could switch that on the actual switch itself, but right now, click the key once, and your points will, or your coil will turn on. Click it twice and you get your headlight, tail light, brake light. All of that is in one circuit. I didn't separate those out. What I ended up using was a rigid frame mount one, but the swing arm's too big for that, and I don't have the original bracket here where the brake light switch should be on the swing arm. Maybe it's not. I don't know when the year crossover was. I'm not an expert on that, but that's the temporary switch right now. This is an extra wire. We don't need that one. I got the battery just kind of jammed in. There's no breakers. I'm going to put one circuit breaker in this circuit. Voltage regulator is not hooked up yet. Like I said, generator, voltage regulator, and points still need to be done. But testing everything else on the important circuits. One click, or sorry, off. One click, no light. Two click, tail light. And the best part, look at that. Mechanical brake light that actually works the first time I set it up with next to no pressure. Stoked on that one. So the headlight would work too if it was turned in or turned on. But basically that is about it. I got the foot pegs all mounted and hooked up. I still just got to put the bolts in here. Still need to top it off with fork fluid. I am not going to be starting this before the show. I just don't really feel like running around and wasting a bunch of time trying to get fluids. And all of the time that I spent trying to get the van prepped was a gigantic waste because weather in the Midwest sucks. It's been like 45, 50 degrees. Got a little bit colder the last couple days in the 40s, but still tolerable. Well, tomorrow's forecast is extremely severe snow when we got to drive out there. I'm not opposed to driving the van in the snow, but the missus does not want to take the van with the trailer down the highway in a blizzard. And we're going to be heading out there. It's supposed to be the worst of it. So taking the Volvo tomorrow with the trailer. This is a trailer bike whose first time out of the garage is going to be in a blizzard. So that's awesome. Oh well, it is called the greasiest show for a reason. However, nothing on this is greasy anymore. Normally I'll take these crusty turds that are buried in boxes and boxes of crap because those are the greasy mile munchers. Oh well, something to finish up a new bike for. So this is the last video you're going to get before the show, I think. I might do a little bit of time-lapse stuff, but there will not be any walkthroughs on anything else because I am in absolute crunch time mode. So I am going to turn this off, keep jamming away on the rest of the wiring, points and all of that. Maybe I'll do a video on setting points at a later date. I have to adjust them all the time, and I'm sure I'm going to have a set go bad on the shovel head soon. It's the same shovel head, iron head, whatever it may be. But that's where we're at. Here's kind of how we're looking. When you guys come back, this will be hopefully done. Whatever time-lapse stuff I do, I'll tag on to the tail end of this video. The mad dash scramble, if you will. It'll be done for tomorrow. It will not be 100% done. It's not going to be running. Well, it might be running. It just doesn't have fluids, and I'm not going to rush that. And it is most likely going to... There's a couple little things that I still kind of want to tweak. I'm not doing the sissy bar for the show. So this bike will still be getting worked on over the next week, but this is my week to finish every... Quick little update for you. Enjoy the rest of the video if there is one, and if there isn't one, wait for the update from the show. I also don't know how much filming is going to get done at the show. I'll try to get some clips here and there, but I'm really bad at having a phone or a camera. I'm not going to walk around with a camera. I just don't care that much. You want to see how the show was? Go to the show. If you're not around, cool, you're going to miss out. Find one local. I'm sure there's one in your state or somewhere close to you. that's my suggestion. But when you're at the events and doing whatever, have a good time. Don't worry about doing these things. I think that's fair. It is the next day, still wearing the same hoodie, just came out here scrambling. I was out here till about 10 last night. It is not completely done. The exhaust does not fit well, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. We're not starting it right now. I also couldn't find the points plate. I found points, I found the condensers. I don't have a complete assembly. I got a brand new timing unit. So, bike's off the lift. Trailer is ready to go. We're getting pounded snow, which is awesome. So, Volvo's hooked up. Got to throw the bike on the trailer. Finally got her on ground level status. Here's what we are looking at. Do a quick little walk around. Let me turn you guys around. Gotta love the Midwest. Came out to like 2 inches. We got a ton of rain. This is about a 6-inch valley of water. But here we are. Don't have the upper battery cover on. Points cover came out nice. I just gotta wipe down the duct tape residue that I used to hold that one in place. So we got some nice gold on the primary there. Foot pegs are all hooked up. Oil filter's on. Tank is good. Snow kind of makes this thing look evil. Still need to finish up the sissy bar, but that's going to happen later. And here's roughly what we're looking at with the pipes. I'll rip that one zip tie where that mount is, but we're not too far off. Happy with it. We'll see what happens. Get this thing loaded on the trailer and hit the road. What is up, YouTube? Back in the garage after a thorough deep clean yesterday. Still not done, never am. But got the motors turned around over here. So those are sitting back behind the bike now. Super glide's in the corner on the battery tender. Chopper is going to be on the battery tender tonight. Just getting these freshened up and ready for spring. These are runners. I don't have all that much to do. Been slammed at the shop. So off of my day gig. Second job is busier than ever, so I haven't really had a ton of time. Anyways, let me turn you guys around. I'll give you guys what the Ironhead is currently looking like right now and what I did to get it into the show. Nowhere near done. Dragging in terms of trying to get this done, but we're right there. We're down to like that last 10%, which ends up taking the longest. Okay, so ground level on the Ironhead. Shave forks, front axle is done. I need a couple washers on the bottom of the fork caps that needs to get redone. Exhaust is mounted, however, these bolts in the old pipe clamps have no threads left, so they're not really fully grabbing. So I got a new set of clamps coming for those. But we got lower mounts in. This was zip tied for the show. Just running out of time. Same thing on the rear. Just took some little L brackets. It's not the fanciest thing in the world, but it will work. So little L brackets off the stock bracket to connect that to the pipes. I'm waiting on the little T-bolts that slide in so I can utilize the stock ones, but kicker pedal. I got plugs in too. But, see if I can give this a leg here. It's very close. But right there. Clearance. And it returns all the way like it's supposed to. Oil lines are all done. That's all hooked up and finalized. Carburetor is on. This was brand new, and then I decided to put it on the trailer and drive it down saltwater roads to the show. So any of the raw, fresh aluminum is super, super oxidized, so that'll have to get wiped down. Accelerator pump plunger. This one busted. So I got to replace that. I do have the other one from the accelerator pump rebuild kit sitting over there, so I'll just yank that one out and swap these out before this is actually done. I kind of want to run a CV just because that's what I typically run on everything, but I'm going to try and get it to work with the Bendix as is first, and then mess around with the CV. So washers on the front forks. Generator is not wired. Everything else is wired. Lights, brake light, tail light, all of those are working. I left extra wires for these two indicator lights if I choose to put them back in. I'm not positive yet. So basically, the bike is wired and ready to run and start minus the points plate. I have the wiring. It's points ignition, so I got a single wire in here. I have everything wired. I have the live end going into here. However, I do not have a complete points plate. I have 6 or 7 parts ones that I could cut up and mash together, but they're in various states of wear and missing parts and all the little screws. So I do have a new points plate coming here. And then on the carb, so anybody that does Bendixes, I've never worked on a Bendix, so I rebuilt this one. I have the little linkage here. I'm assuming that I'm missing the throttle cable bracket right here. I don't think that was ever actually on this carb when I got it. It didn't have any cables because they were all burnt off, or maybe I did and I lost it. So I got a floating cable down here. So I'll need to get the carb bracket to connect that to the actual linkage for the throttle. Gas lines are kind of run. I still got to put clamps on that. I might run a filter in line too. But other than that, wiring is all done. That's kind of what we're looking at on ground level. So I don't know if you guys have seen that. I know you might have cut quick little shorts, but here's kind of what we're looking at. I did just finish up the sissy bar, so that's in the car. That's got to go on next, but pretty happy with the overall, how it came out. I also have the battery cap for the battery tray. That'll go back on too, but just wanted to give you guys a quick little update post-show. Like I said, been busy cleaning everything up yesterday because my garage was destroyed and it was driving me absolutely crazy. But I didn't have time to think about that when we're in the middle of trying to scramble and get this stupid thing done. Now, we got a lot more room in here. This bike's got to go back on the lift once I finish up the last bit. Threw all the tools and all the stuff into the service cart, so I got to go through the whole top of that, reorganize the top of this, put everything away, clean everything up on that side. I want to clear off that bench too before I start working on this again. Then once this is all cleared off, this Ironhead will go back on the lift for now, and then we'll just do the final assembly stuff. I still got to add fluids. It's bone dry. Got a couple handlebar clamp bolts to tighten down and things like that, but minor things that add up to, you know, a couple hours of messing around with it, and then it needs a thorough bath because everything's covered in salt water. Sweet, let's build a brand new bike and run it out in the salty rain. But that's kind of where we're at. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all those other fun things. I know we're rocking and rolling on that. I'm trying to hit that 800 mark first, but I'd like to get to 1,000 in the next month and a half or so, because I keep coming up with stupid ideas that I think people might want to actually be interested in buying, and I need your help to do that. So like and subscribe, all those fun things. It costs you nothing. Major boost to my ego, and keeps me motivated to keep doing crap like this in the garage. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one.